So Scott, whenever you're ready, take it
Okay,
away.
awesome. Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy July 6th. Hopefully everyone had a wonderful 2-day or 3-day weekend and was able to possibly see some fireworks on Independence Day, either your own or from afar. So hopefully you had a wonderful weekend. So thanks for joining us this morning, Monday, July 6th. This is our 38th session. We are going to continue these Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, probably through the month of July, and then maybe kind of taper it off 1 or 2 days a week, continue through August, or depending on how the loans are going, whether it be EIDL or PPP, or other loans that come to that we're not sure of today, like Main Street and maybe some other direct loan funds. So thank you for joining us. My name is Scott Rogowski. I'm the director of the Finance Center for Northern California SBDC, stands for Small Business Development Centers. This is our loan disaster updates that we bring to you as small business owners and organizations. And we are all in this together. So quick introduction. Again, we're Northern California SBDC network. We're the third largest state region in the country for SBDCs. SBDCs have been around 40 years this year. So happy birthday to all of us. And with that, we're funded by SBA, Small Business Administration, which is federal funds. We have Carrie Ellen Wood, we have Heather Lutzy, and we have David Castaneda on the phone from the Sacramento District Office, one of our 2 district offices in our region. And we are also funded by the state of California, which is the Governor's Office of Economic Development, which is called GoBiz. And because of this funding, we come to you and other small business owners and organizations at no cost. So it's your federal and your state tax dollars at work. So we come to you at no cost. We also offer these webinars, educational events throughout the week and throughout the year around different other industry sectors or other types of services that we offer to you at no cost, like HR law, e-commerce, marketing, all that great stuff. And we also have a restaurant group that specializes in nothing but restaurants, and they're amazing as well. Also no cost. So my name is Scott Rogowski. I'm the director of the Finance Center. I also have Sunita Maharaj on the phone. She's the associate director of the Finance Center for Northern California SBDC. So these webinars are put together by her and I, with also the help of Alan Montague. He is our training director for Northern California SBDC. And we kind of put the content together kind of every morning before we jump on this call and kind of figure out what's new, what's not new. So here you go. So here's our agenda. Here's our agenda. So we have a quick disclaimer that we always go over. We're going to go over the Flexibility Act. Sunita will probably cover that. I'll go over the Main Street launch, our Main Street lending program. There's some new county loans that we're going to talk about. We have been talking about, and then we'll get an SBA update. And we'll go into Q&A. Our favorite thing is Q&A. Actually, that's my favorite thing. So disclaimer, things are changing all the time. This information was correct when we put it together, but things are changing all the time. Another disclaimer that we should tell about is that there's always stuff that we hear in the news. We hear on CNN, we hear in the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, all over the place, all the news channels, Fox, all that great stuff. And we don't actually give you what we hear on the news or read in the paper as truth until we hear that it's signed by the president. So there's this thought that PPP, you may be able to do another, like if you already have PPP and you used it, you may be able to get another PPP. We don't know if that's true or not yet, unless SBA says it is during their update, but we don't really talk about that unless it's truth, and we actually know it's truth. So you won't hear us say anything what we hear in the news unless the president has signed it. So EIDL has opened back up for all types of businesses, including 501c3s. We haven't heard of a sunset date yet, but it may happen anytime, so please apply. Do not disqualify yourself. Do not hesitate to apply for EIDL or PPP, because PPP did open back up again. And we have lenders that are starting to come forward for the Main Street programs. We're not going to announce them on this call, but if you want to reach out to us, you can email us or you can call us. And we do have currently, I still only currently have one lender, unless Sunita has heard more or SBA has heard more. but we're probably not going to tell you them because then they're going to get flooded, and it's best for us to help kind of navigate through that. So we will, sorry, what's going on here? All right, so went through the disclaimer. So here, we'll go into the Flexibility Act overview, and Sunita will cover this.
Thank you, Scott. Good morning, everyone. Good to see you all back, and for those that have returned and for those new people. We're going to go over the PPP Flexibility Act overview today. So the application has indeed been extended to August 8th, 2020. Per the SBA website, this has been extended. Like Scott stated, we don't know about the other piece. If you can get a second PPP, we may get additional information from SBA a little bit later on, but as of right now, we don't have that information, or Scott and I don't have that information. This is information that is the same from last week. This part has not changed. I will go through it for all the new people around. And I know it's confusing for a lot of people too, because things have changed so much. So I'm just going to go through it really quickly. If you were funded after June 5th, then you automatically get a 5-year loan term instead of a 2-year term. And if you're funded prior to June 5th, then you may change your loan term from 2 to 5 if an agreement is placed with the lender. So you have to get together with your lender and get that agreement, an enlarge, an extension, something to your note that changes the 2-year term to a 5-year term. Covered period is now extended to 24 weeks. You can let your lender know that. That'll probably be a good thing, but I do understand that lenders are not easily accessible. So if you choose the 24 weeks, if you were funded prior to 6/5, then do so. You just keep going and using those funds. So you have 24 weeks or until December 31st, whichever comes earlier. How to spend your PPP money. It is really for payroll. So you can spend 100% on payroll, a minimum 60% for the max forgiveness. And then non-payroll expenses, you can spend up to 40% to make sure that you get the max forgiveness on your loan. Next, please. I think we're going to continue with this. So additional information on the Act overview that changed a few weeks back. Payroll tax can be deferred even if you received PPP. Recipients have until December 31st to restore FTEs. That was already a question in our chat. When do you have to have your FTEs restored by? And it is 12/31. We're probably going to get additional guidance in regards to this. We'll await it. Things changed quite often from the last application to this application. So we can see in the next few weeks if things will be changing again regarding the FTEs. Any business who received their loan prior to 6/5 has the choice between using an 8-week or a 24-week covered period. And that's what they're calling it now, is a covered period. First payment not due until 10 months after covered period is over. Interest accrued from day of funding. So if you end up having a loan, your interest is accrued from the day you receive the funds. Next slide, please. Thank you. So, income overview and maximums. If the business has elected an 8-week covered period, then the owner, employee, or self-employed individual general partner, the money is capped at $15,385. This is confusing, I understand, but that's your 8-week cap for an owner, employee, self-employed person. If you're going to do the 24-week covered period, then you can get $20,833. That's the maximum amount that you can pay yourself with the PPP money. For employees, it is different. Not an owner employee, but just an employee. The maximum for 24 weeks is increased to $46,154. That is what is written currently in the statutes. This may or may not change. I know we get a lot of questions on people not understanding the math on this, but this is what is currently written. Also for 8 weeks, it is the $15,385 maximum. Next, please. I think we went backward.
You covered, real quick, you covered this, and this, and that's it.
Yep.
All right, cool. Thank you, Sunita.
Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome. We already got some questions in there. I was looking at it in regards to the August 8th date, so we'll talk about that when we get there. So the Main Street Lending Program, again, this is it's a newer lending program. It's a national lending program, even though the main Federal Reserve is out of Boston. That's kind of putting this together per se. But yeah, this is the chart of it. Some of this is a little bit high level, but this is the chart. There's 3 types of loans. They range anywhere from 250,000 to 300 million. For everyone on the phone, I'm assuming you're probably going to only go from 250 to maybe 5 million, maybe 10. There's an EBITDA, which is earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. If you're not sure what that is, we can help you with that. It's essentially your net profit on your taxes, your business taxes, add back any depreciation or interest, which is the most common of those 4 things. And then it has this calculation. It's a pretty low rate. LIBOR is the European index. It's like our prime rate nationally, but LIBOR is European. It's about 0.3, so 300 basis points, which is 3% plus 0.3. That would be your rate. It's adjustable, meaning as LIBOR fluctuates like the prime does here, it will go up and down. So yeah, I don't know if it's a good loan or not yet. I haven't had anybody do this loan yet. Like I mentioned, I only know of one bank that is really excited to announce that they're part of it, but as we progress, we'll progress. Dang it, sorry. Trigger happy, my bad. All right. So we have these county direct loan programs. The ones that we know the most about are here on this page. There is, for those of you that are in Sacramento, there's also a loan program that's launched in Sacramento. It's up to $25,000. This is only for Sacramento City, I think. It's up to $25,000 max. It's 100% forgivable. As far as the terms within it, I don't know enough to tell you on the phone. They are taking applications. They're talking about it being anywhere from a $10 million to a $25 million loan fund. I've heard 15 max, but I've heard other numbers. So what you need to know if you're in Sacramento City is you need to apply as soon as possible, just like you need to apply for EIDL PPP as soon as possible. And you need to apply for these loans as soon as possible. So this is a direct loan fund locally in Sacramento, but it's for Sacramento, Yolo, Placer, El Dorado, and Nevada County. It's up to $150,000, as low as $1,000. Term is between 5 and 7 years, depending on the amount that you get qualified for. Rates are as low as 1%. It may go up to maybe like 4.5 or 5 max, but they are as low as 1. Fees are $100 application, 3% for the loan amount. So if you get approved for $100,000, you pay $3,000 to get the money. You can actually incorporate that fee into the loan. So if you ask for $100,000 or you get approved for $100,000, you get, and then you would essentially get like around $96,000 because you can put your fees inside there. There's also this resilience fund. It covers parts of Nevada County, Placer County, and El Dorado County. The website is resiliencefund.org. So you can check that out if you're in those counties. Yeah, but go ahead and call us. We're not going to give you, except for this Resilience Fund website, we're not going to give you the direct lender for the Sacramento, Yolo, Placer, El Dorado, Nevada County, the 5-county direct loan fund. But you can call us and email us, and we will get you connected and help you gather your financials. All right. So we have, as I mentioned, we have 3 representatives, one of them being Heather Lutzy, which is the district director for the Sacramento SBA office in Citrus Heights. And they are going to give us an update. They're going to talk about this slide and all the great things that are happening with SBA. So I'll pass it over to Heather Lutzy.
Hi, Heather, we can't hear you. We see you unmuted, but we can't hear you. We now show you as muted.
So I'll start talking. Sorry.
Hi, Scott. This is Carrie. I'm going to go ahead and cover for Heather on this one.
Okay. All right, cool.
So,
Carrie Ellenwood, lead lending specialist for Sacramento District Office. Is that your title, or did you change?
well, I'm acting Deputy District Director now, Scott.
There you go. Awesome.
Yay!
Yay!
So, yeah, good news. So as you mentioned earlier, they have extended the Paycheck Protection Program till August 8th. They have not made any decisions yet on the questions that are coming up. Can I get a second paycheck protection loan? That will be decided by Congress if and when they do that. We don't have anything definitive as of today, but what I can also share with you is that we will automatically at SBA, if you have a current 7A or 504 or microloans, those payments and any fees will be made for 6 months. And in addition to that, if you're one of those businesses that are growing and are experiencing a benefit from being part of the support to bring businesses back from COVID-19, any new 7A, 504, or microloan issued through the SBA programs and funded prior to September 27th will also be eligible for the 6 months of the payments on those loans. So it's really important if you're thinking about getting a regular loan with us to please check in with your lenders and see if you can do that prior and have it funded prior to September 27th. The other number here is our disaster contact information, 1-800-659-2955. As you all know, millions of small businesses have been impacted and they're all reaching out to SBA's Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program to apply for loans. So that process is taking a bit longer than anyone would like. So I just ask for your patience with that. And you can give that number a call if you're local here to Sacramento and you'd like to speak with someone here in the district. You can give us a call at 916-735-1700. And if there's a way that we can help you, we'd be happy to do that for our small business community. Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, Carrie. You are the acting deputy director.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, good stuff. All right. So, real quick, this is current as of today. So, today's 7/6, tomorrow's 7/7, and we have this webinar regarding HR. These are webinars that we're doing throughout Northern California SBDC. If any of you are joining the call from other parts of the state of California, like SoCal or Central California, they may have their own, but this is what we have. You're welcome to join if you like. But yeah, so we have this regarding HR law, retail and restaurant lease negotiations, as that's been a hot topic. We have, kind of the new customer experience with dine-in. Obviously, that's a huge issue since the governor came on and said that we had kind of to shut it down and wear our masks. So it's kind of weird. I'm not sure if any of you have been in restaurants this weekend, but it's a little bit of a weird experience. Very different, obviously. So there's some of that. That's happening Thursday. How to manage your forecast cash flow. This is very tricky because we can't predict the future. And if you haven't finished your taxes for 2019, it's really hard to predict 2020, and then COVID happened, and then we don't know what's going to happen in 2021. So there's some really cool ideas and techniques around cash flow. You know, do you want to go e-commerce? Do you want to go on Amazon? Do you want, you know, there's options around that. If you speak Spanish or you want something in this Spanish language, you could join Thursday the 16th and let's see, the Tuesday the 23rd.
Scott, that first one on Thursday specifically is looking at a case study of what do you do if you've encountered, if you've had a contact with someone, maybe one of your staff. This was a member of a wait staff who tested positive. So how do you have to deal with that, both for your customers, for your other employees? And that's being conducted by our restaurant team in Spanish because this case study happened in a small Spanish restaurant.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And then looks like on Tuesday the 21st, there's like strategies regarding, I don't know what that means, but
Small business strategies.
There you go, small business strategies. Thank you, Alan. Look at that. And then there's some other stuff on here, social media, diversity, inclusion, and then are you really, really, really ready for Amazon? All right.
Getting ready for Amazon is something that really takes 2 webinars. There's the first part, which looks at how well your business is suited and the ways you can align yourself. And then the second one is having done that work, getting ready to launch very successfully. And you can get all of those from that link at the bottom. SBDC events network calendar shows you all the things that's happening across our network, not just these, but all the things being done by your local centers as well.
All right, cool. Thank you very much, Alan. Look at that. Alan is the training guru guy. So thanks, Alan, for being on top of that. I didn't know you spoke Spanish. I appreciate it.
I don't, but I asked him what it meant. And,
okay, cool. Well, thank you.
Told me.
Thank you for being on top of that. Appreciate it. So now we're going to go into Q&A. And, you know, I'm looking here, we only have 5. I know Sunita's been answering them, so thank you, Sunita. So we need to know, sorry, I apologize. We need to know from you what you want from these webinars. We are geared up and staffed to do these every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10:30 to, you know, 11:30, 12. You know, it's not even 11. We only have 5 questions. So we're here for you. So please fill the question queue. We usually do this call until we answer all the questions. If we're talking too much or we're not telling you enough or you don't like what you see here, please call and email us and make recommendations. We need to know from you what you want. We've heard that some of you want EIDL denial stuff. Some of you want PPP forgiveness stuff. Some of you want, you know, other loan stuff. We pretty much have all the answers. And if we don't, we ask SBA. If they don't know, then we call disaster. We find out for you. So we're here for you at no cost to do what you need. I had a client call me this morning and she really held me accountable that I didn't call her back on Thursday. And I was trying to help her with her EIDL loan. So I'm gonna spend most of my day trying to figure that out today. So please call us and hold us accountable to say what we are, to what we say on these calls to help you and be there for you, because that's what we're here for at no cost. So you can call us, please call us. We have 10 to 15 people on a call log every day that are answering these phones. Last week, we averaged about, I think, 80 to 90 calls a day. And our goal, actually, or not our goal, but our commitment to you is that we get back to you same day, whether it be an email or a phone call back. So the number is 833-ASK-SBDC. You can go to ASKSBDC.com. You can watch these daily if you wish. If you get bored, you can watch it. If you want to learn something else that we said like 3 weeks ago on how to spend the EIDL or how to spend the PPP, you can watch all that. You can also email us. It's not as quick, but you can. Calling is the best, but you can email us at loans@asksbdc.com. If you have suggestions, you have questions, you have feedback, you have whatever, we're here for you. We want to hear it all. We want you to hold us accountable to what we say. If you want to speak, if you speak Spanish or you want to speak Spanish or you want to be like Alan and pretend that you speak Spanish, you could you can email us here at espanol@asksbdc.com. We have a great team. It's run by the California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce's in Sacramento. Julian Canetti is the CEO. Oscar Garcia and his team, his assistant Edith Gomez, They do an excellent job filtering all these questions in Spanish and helping you if that's the language that you speak. And also on every Thursday of the week, every week, they run this similar presentation to you in Spanish. So thank you for joining. We'll jump into Q&A. And like I mentioned, it looks like Sunita has answered 17, and we have 9 in the queue. And the first question is, will you be able to provide a forgiveness tool calculator that feels like the more complicated process? Or so that feels like the more complicated process. So, and Anelia, we don't really have a calculator per se yet, because I mean, there's a lot out there on the webs, on the Google and all this other stuff, and we probably have 1 or 2 that we've seen come through. But the forgivability part of the calculation is not really something that's urgent right now, unless it's urgent to you. There is the application. It hasn't updated since, I guess, last week. Sunita checks the Treasury website every day, and there hasn't been like a new version or a new IFR, internal final rule, like law. But we're not quick to jump on this calculation because there is a large deferral time from the time that your covered period is over and time that you have to make your first payment and possibly turn in your paperwork until the next year. So if it's urgent for you, just call us or email us and let us know, and we'll sit down and try to help you figure this out. But it's really important for you to get all your paperwork together, as has always been told.
Scott, it looks like there is a decent calculator. I have not reviewed it or seen it, but Heather is letting us know from SBA that the AICPA published a forgiveness calculator, and it is located on the Treasury website.
You can also get it at the AICPA. And
Alan will put it in the chat how you can get it. Alan is also going to put the slides that we presented today in the chat, so that way you can have it. There are questions in regards to August 8th date. That is for new PPP applications. It is not in regards to the forgiveness. So I apologize if I got that confused for some people. So the August 8th date is you can still apply for a new PPP loan.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. Tanya Carrie, I'd like to give you a huge thank you for your help this morning with my EIDL application. Weeks and weeks of work was all resolved in 15 minutes on the phone with your office. Wonderful and CAPS service. Thank you so much. Good job, Carrie.
Thank you. And do, if you're in our area and you are struggling with your EIDL application or information, do please call our district. We'll do our best to help you out with that. 916-735-1700. Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, Carrie. All right, this is a long one. All right, Lauren Keating, our 24-year-old restaurant has received a much needed EIDL loan, but we are facing a roadblock that leaves us unsure about whether we can safely use it. The business is a partnership with a written agreement in place that the senior partner would be bought out by the remaining partner. We were in the middle of that transition when the economy was shut down due to COVID. We read the loan documents to indicate that we could continue the change of ownership structure with prior written consent from the SBA. In trying to clarify this issue with the NorCal SBDC finance advisor, we were told that the loan is not transferable. Trying to contact the SBA has been impossible so far. So how do we find clarity on the transition and retirement issue? Do you want me to just have them email that Sacramento_due@sba.gov, Carrie, or?
That would be a good start, Scott. Thank you.
Yeah.
We can help them.
All right, so Lauren, they can help you. I'm gonna type in this. Actually, I
got it.
Alan,
They can just call.
In, huh? Just call. What's the phone number again? What's the phone number?
916-735-1700.
700. Okay, I put this in here, Lauren. Go ahead and call, and they will assist you with that. Somebody's asking, does the EIDL loan compound annually? I get confused on this question because the interest rate it's just like a regular loan. So does it compound annually? Not really, right? It's just like a regular 30-year amortized loan, right? So it doesn't compound annually. No.
Yeah.
It's not like a retirement account. But yeah, okay. Can I confirm that besides choosing the 8 or 24 weeks that my loan will still only be for 2 years regardless? So Ellen, if you were funded before June 5th, sounds like you were, then you're automatically given a 2-year. But after June 5th, they switched it to where you have an option to get a 5-year. But you have to go to your lender and talk to them about that. And I don't think there's a form yet, per se, unless they have one. I don't think the Treasury has given us one that says
No, that would be the lender and the borrower working together to change that loan agreement. And that both parties have to agree to the extension from 2 years to 5 years. So that's between you and the lender that made that loan for you if you want that extension to 5 years.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Great. So bookkeeping webinar support to maximize PPP forgiveness and tax credit information, especially in relation to FFCRA. So Melissa Sanchez, this is a recommendation. I'm going to leave it in the queue. Maybe Alan could take that out and email it to Sunita and I so we have it as a reference for later, as a suggestion, Melissa Sanchez's suggestion. So thanks, Melissa. I'm interested in the cash flow webinar you just mentioned on 7/14 and would love to share the link with others, but don't see it posted on NorCalSBDC.org calendar.
Yeah, let me work on that one.
All right, cool. We'll leave that in
and I'll get you the link immediately.
All right, cool. Thanks. All right, so all right, Melissa. So Alan's gonna put that here. Why don't you call us? I'll put the phone number. Why don't you call us and make that suggestion or email us? We received the EIDL loan last week. Thank you, but we never received the $10,000 advance. We have more than 10 employees. Okay. So Miguel, we apologize that this happened. This is happening to some people. I'm going to give you an email to email. I'm going to give you an email to send email to. Let them know that happened. You got the loan before the advance. Just kind of Miguel, just email this email and let them know, and they'll help you work on that. All right, I'm going to pass over to that. Ariani.
Carrie, can I ask a question? Is it still okay for people that are having the advance issues? Because this is a question that's coming up quite a lot. So I wanted to give this information out to everybody. Is it okay for San Francisco to still give out the SFO mail at sba.gov, and then for Sacramento, your guys' email address, is that still the best way to do that?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So we will put in the chat the information for the San Francisco office. If you are located in that area, if you are in Sacramento, then you would send that email to the Sacramento office, and Alan will put that in the chat. Alan, do you have both email addresses?
I've got the SFO mail one, but could you remind me of the other one?
Sure. Sacramento _ DO at SBA.gov.
Okay, I'll pop those back both in a second. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. It says I'm applying for PUA. I got approved, then I filled out the form and was told that I don't qualify because I said that I have been worked full time. It is my business in LLC. All right, Mark, your question is a little weird. I can't, what I mean by that is I can't understand it. It's not that it's a wrong question. Please just call us, Mark, and we can help you with that. And we can help you with your specific question and situation. Says, this is from one of our advisors. Says, can you talk about how the Finance Center can help businesses owners with the appeal process if they were denied EIDL or approved for an amount that seems lower than what they should have been approved for? So yeah, so we can help you if you've been denied. we can do our best to find out why you were denied. You receive an email when you're denied from the reconsideration department, and they tell you 1 of 8 or 10 reasons why you're denied. Sometimes they give you more advice, more guidance within that. Sometimes they just say, hey, you were declined because your credit score was too low, or it was not within threshold, or it's regarding misinformation. Misinformation we've been finding out is if you moved your business in 19 but haven't filed 19, so 18 has a different address than 19 does physically, then you put the wrong address. We're also finding that you put the wrong account number and a routing number. So make sure you do all that correctly. So yes, we do have access to do that and help you. It's just case by case. It's unfortunately, I wish it was like there's 10 ways to figure this out, like most before COVID, but now there's like 30 million because there's 30 million businesses nationally. So we don't really know. We're gonna have to know case by case. So thanks for asking and stating the question, Kyle. I was told at the beginning of PPP that overtime was not part of the forgiveness, but I checked 3 websites. They said overtime is forgivable if it is the normal business practice. What is true? As his 8 weeks are up on Wednesday. Okay, so it is true. It has to be normal practice. So what that means is in 2019, if overtime was something that was tracked, normal practice could mean a bunch of different things. It could mean that something that they did the whole year of 19, or it's something they did like in Q3 and Q4 of 19, but there is an average of overtime. So you can't, so like if there's an average of overtime of, let's say 10 grand a quarter or 10 grand a month or whatever, or 4 grand a month, whatever, then you could pay up to 4 grand a month in your covered period. So that's what that means, Lori. If you need more information, just call us. We can chat.
And I think too, Scott, that's changed throughout this whole season of PPP in regards to paying employees more. You are allowed to, if their overtime is required, then you can do that. Also, you can pay them bonuses. In the past, people are trying to use up the money and see if they can pay bonuses also to entice people to come back. That is okay to do. But of course, you may not want to bonus everybody and then run out of your PPP money. So you can pay them overtime. That is okay per the application.
Cool. Thanks. Okay. I had to close my office location and got sued for early lease termination. I'm trying to get help, but got declined. All right, Sonny, this is very specific to you per se. Please call us. And we will help you to the best of our ability with this. I apologize that happened to you. It's very unfortunate. I know there's new laws that either got signed and launched July 1st due to state fiscal, but I'm not sure what they are to your situation. So I just saw an article online from CNBC that says the Treasury Department and Small Business Administration on Monday disclosed the names of the businesses to whom it was lent more than $150,000 as part of Paycheck Protection Program. So Elaine, sounds like you're making a statement. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, Carrie says that's true. All right.
We did a news release as well, and you can go on our website and you can see that information there. There's a link there to that information.
All right. Thank you, Carrie. 434. All right. Let's see. Let's put that in there. All right, cool. If we exhaust our PPP funds and submit the forgiveness application, but then need to temporarily lay off employees due to lack of work, do we still need to have them until? You do not need to keep them until 12/31. If you hired them and got up to your full FTE number that was before February 15th, if you got up to that, or tried to, per the safe harbor, then you're okay. And then after 8 weeks or 24 weeks or whatever you choose, you can lay them back off, and you'll still be okay for forgiveness. It is a very interesting conundrum of how that works out, but we didn't write the law, and that's kind of how it is. It's not kind of, sorry, that is how it is. But if you need more, Carrie, if you need more explanation on that, just please call us. We're not gonna be able to help you on this webinar because it's very specific. to everybody's case-by-case scenario. What if someone declined their PPP loan because of it being an 8-week loan forgiveness period and now looking to go back and accept the PPP since it's been extended to 24-week? Is that something they can go back and do with their lender, or do they need to apply for? So if this is the case, Melissa, they just need to apply again. I can't guarantee that they would get approved because it may show on paper that they already have one, but they paid it back.
Right.
It's a very tricky situation here. It's definitely case by case. I'd recommend that they go to Blue Vine Capital. And I don't have the website for that, but I'd just recommend they go there, Melissa. The only thing, I mean, the logical answer for this question is, yeah, they just need to reapply, but it is,
So
they
Scott,
may get
Scott, that will depend on how the lender notated that loan in our system. So if they're showing as having received the PPP loan, then they would not be able to reapply. If they're showing as the loan was not taken, that would be different, but it's important that they check back with their lender and see how they reported that to SBA. And if they have any questions, again, give us a call here, 916-735-1700. We'll try and help them with that. It's complicated.
That's what we should say. We should jump on this call and say, hey, guess what? Everything that we're going to say is very complicated. And it really just depends on you and the lender. And then, you know, I don't. But
That's a new line for the disclaimer, I think, Scott.
We should put, hey, we just created this from scratch this morning, and guess what? It's very complicated. Yeah. All right. So last question, unless you guys want to throw some more out there, as you should. We have 44 minutes left. So you might as well just throw it out there. I received my PPP on April 24th and met the total dollar amount of PPP and brought back my employees within 9 weeks, not 8 weeks. Is it up to my bank when I can file for forgiveness? Do you know if the banks are taking these forgiveness apps yet? So Rebecca,
I'll take that.
oh, okay,
They're
go ahead.
not.
Cool. All right.
For-
Cool. Yeah.
The lenders are still waiting for guidance from SBA on how to submit that information to us. So they may take your information, but they will not likely submit it right away to SBA. So we're still working that piece of it out, and you'll want to keep in touch with your lender to find out when they're ready to actually file that for you or take that from you and submit it to SBA for the forgiveness. Again, we're going along, building the plane as we're flying it, as they say, and we're gonna keep doing that until we can get this thing through.
Awesome. Thanks, Gary.
We're getting a lot of questions, and I've been just answering them, but I want to let everybody know that because they're asking, is it possible to get a second PPP loan? And we went over this a few times during this webinar, and at this point in time, we don't know. We know that there was things written, but it has not been approved yet. The extension for the application process, meaning to apply for a new loan, has been extended. But to get a second PPP loan, we don't know that yet. So I just want to let everybody know, because possibly you were not on the webinar at that time when we did answer that question a few times.
Awesome. It would be cool if we could find that out soon. We might just have to call the treasury and ask them, but as of this point, we don't know. So thanks, Sunita. So somebody's asking, can you use the EIDL to pay your 7A? So if you have an existing 7A, you can use your EIDL to pay your monthly payment as you would normally. But is it just interest or is it the whole payment? Gary?
Scott, are they being paid anyway right now? That's the
Right.
Huh?
Not all of them are, because if it's not fully dispersed, then no, they're not paying the 7A. Yeah, it
So
has to
they
be
can
fully
use.
dispersed. Sorry, Carrie.
Oh, that's okay. I'm sorry, Sunita. It's difficult. They can use that to pay their monthly payments, but they couldn't use it to pay the loan off. So ongoing monthly expense payments, yes. Pay the loan off, no.
Okay, thanks. I will also reach out to you separately as I'm starting a new business. All right, cool. All right, cool. We answered 47. You know, sometimes like 2-3 weeks ago, we were getting about 150, 200 questions. We couldn't answer them. Either we got faster at this, or you're asking less questions. There is about half of people that are normally on this call. There's about 100, not including us. There's about 135 people on the call. So yeah, we're here for you. We set this time aside for you. Oh my goodness, look at that question, Bill.
Hold on. So Scott, this is Bill. We may want to take this offline. I know he has a lot of questions specifically for SBA, and I don't know, Carrie, if you want to answer these specifically to him. I can try and copy this and email it to you, and maybe we can get to Bill that way.
Yeah, this is very detailed. It would be much easier to have the conversation directly.
Okay.
Thank you, Sunita.
You're very welcome. So Bill, just go ahead and reach out to us.
Or you could call Carrie, actually, if you want. Since PPP has been extended, where should people apply? The SBA doesn't have a place to start. Should they go to their lender? They could go to the lender, Jolene. That's always a good spot to start, but their lender might not have capacity, or they may not have any more money, or they may just be really tired of PPP, so they don't do them. But I would just go to Bluevine or some sort of online lender, Jolene, because they're either a direct lender or they're an aggregator, and they have more options than we do. So Jolene, you can call us, and we can tell you which lenders are the right one to go to, or a list of the lenders to go to. The lenders are not, I don't know. I talk to them quite often. They're not super excited that the PPP got extended, so they may not have even thought about opening their channels again or their loan applications. But the online fintech lenders are ready and willing. Sunita and our team, they check daily. If Lendustry still has it open, which they don't at this moment, they may later in the week or next week. Bluevine still open to taking applications that we know of. They're an online lender, fintech lender. They're not a direct lender, they're an aggregator. So you apply, they somehow search the thousands of lenders they have in their database nationally, they find you a lender, and then they help you get funding within, we've heard as fast as a day or 5, really fast, 1 to 3 days, really fast. So I'd go there. August 8th, you may say that you have a lot of time, but August 8th is approaching fast. It is about 32 days from now, or 33 days if you count weekends. So, but you don't have a lot of time. It's not a lot of time. I'd apply as soon as possible. The money may run out before August 8th. We're not sure. How much time does it take to get EIDL loan after approval? I don't know.
It depends.
Info.
Yes, so I wanted to say Lender Match, Scott, is a really good tool that's on the SBA.gov website. Has all of not only the traditional lenders, but the online lenders there. So if the small business person were to go to the SBA.gov website and then look under the Paycheck Protection Program information, there's a link there to find a lender. You put in your zip code, and that'll let you know what lender's closest to you. That way they can have a choice of lenders that they might want to work with on the Paycheck Protection Program lenders. And then there was a question about how long does it take an EIDL loan? It depends on, it could be 3 or 4 weeks, it could be more. You've got to make sure, I think the things, just for your information, that we're finding having the most difficulty in getting those loans through is make sure when you apply, you use the correct email address. Make sure that's in correctly. Make sure you give them the correct banking, routing, and your account number information. That's another area that has caused challenges for small businesses. And also go through that form online very carefully and ensure that you have your data in there accurately. And if you want that at EIDL advance, you'll want to make sure that you check that information as well. Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome. Thanks, Carrie. So again, so we are going to cut the call off at 11:30, or maybe a little bit before if we don't have any questions in the next few minutes. Because look at that, you guys are on top of it. Some clients are getting EIDL advance and loan dispersed in 3 to 4 days. Others wait weeks on end. Okay. Thanks, Chloe. We're not
So-
sure why that is. It is case by case.
And also, they may not have gotten their information incorrectly. So if they had their email entered incorrectly or their bank account information, it's not going to happen like that. So again, when you make that application, be very careful and double check your information that you're submitting into that system. Thank you, Scott.
All right. Thanks, Carrie. Sonny wants to come to Sacramento office and talk to someone in person. So I don't know if you can do that at the SBA office. No, but you can do that. Sonny, if you want to talk to me, I'm in Folsom, but I'm not going to give you my address. I'm just joking. I'll give you your website. You come talk to me.
We're not able to have public in the district office yet, Scott.
Okay, that makes sense. So Sonny, I'm going to give you my personal number. Just text me and we can meet if you want. I have an office in Folsom where I can see clients that's open to the public. So we received our PPP prior to June 5th. We emailed our lender to notify them to move our covered period from 8 to 24. Our lender said when we apply for forgiveness, there will be a screen asking which option they prefer. Is this typically how changing a covered period is handled? Well, we don't know what's typical for changing a covered period because we're not a borrower, we're not a business owner, so we haven't gone and like talked to lenders about this. I'm not sure if Carrie has, but I think it's if she has expertise in that or experience in that, but it's per lender, Cindy. So
Correct.
It depends on the
Correct.
lender. It shouldn't be a really hard process from what we're being told. But Cindy, if that's the case, just call us, please. We can't answer this over the phone. We don't know the lender. We never talked to him. We never asked them, held them accountable to this. But unfortunately, Cindy, for your lenders and for anyone that's giving you pushback, it's the law. So regardless of what your lenders say or don't say or help you with or don't help you with, like it's the law. Like they really don't have any say if you can go from 8 to 24. You get to automatically choose that. The one that is hard to negotiate from what we're hearing or what we kind of hear is the 2 to 5 year. That's a direct negotiation between you and your lender. And they obviously should help you and help you change from 2 to 5. I haven't received a phone call personally yet. I'm not sure our call center has yet on asking us to help you negotiate that conversation from 2 to 5. But we are willing to help you do that, also at no cost. Obviously, none of this costs anything for you, but just want to make sure that you know that. Yeah, so we've answered 61. We're gonna have to, we'll have to look at some of the polls that we've taken over the last week or so.
Everybody wants to know, the poll said last week that everybody wants still the PPP information. So I think we're still giving everybody what it is that they're looking for, PPP and EIDL. And the other part, and is this typical, the 8 to 24 weeks, more and more banks are gonna go online and that's how everything's going to be handled. So I think that it's not abnormal for them to do that, Cindy. So if that's how your lenders requested you to do that, then that is what I would follow. Is the loans at ASKSBDC.com the slide for EIDL reconsideration email? I need to grab that info. Thanks.
So it's not, Manny, just somebody put in the queue this email right here, PDC recons at sba.gov. That's the right one for EIDL reconsideration, Manny.
And Scott, that email has been receiving lots of requests. So if you get a notice that email box is full, please email us here at the Sacramento District Office and we'll see if we can assist you with that.
Thank you, Carrie.
You're welcome.
I'm sharing some information in the chat that Heather asked me to share. A question of how much I can do in one go. So give me a few seconds and you'll see it's all these things appearing. But there's information for on some information on EIDL.
All right, cool. So it's 11:29. We've had a lot of questions come in. So we are going to cut the call off. We thank you very much. Please reach out. Please call. We gave you Carrie's number, which was very generous of her and her team to give the number out. We gave you their email. We gave you sfmail@sba.gov's email. They're not on the call today, but that's their email, Sacramento_do, D-O, @sba.gov. You can call them at 916-735-1700. And then you've heard a lot of great things on the call today. You've heard that Carrie helped somebody in 15 minutes, something that they've been waiting for weeks and weeks and weeks on. So you know that they're readily available. We're readily available. And we appreciate you holding us accountable to answering these questions and helping you get through these tough times. Another Carrie question. Thank you. Helping me after the town hall with Congressman John Garamendi. So good job, Carrie. Kudos to Carrie.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so we're going to cut it off. So we thank you very much. Please call, email us, and we will help you. Thank you very much and have a great Monday. Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.